Okay, so today's assignment, first of all, I just want to, for the record on the camera, state that I'm not going to record grades for the homework that was due today. The reason that I'm not doing that is because it wasn't completely fleshed out. So I don't think that it's completely fair. And I'm going to ask you to redo that assignment with some additional parameters, plus I'm going to ask you to adhere to the standards that I previously mentioned. So if you turn your assignment in vertical frame, if you used a legend instead of actually writing the names out, if your submission looks something like this, and there's all this white space around it, and it's not legible, then you're going to basically be redoing that. Okay? So that's just make it legible so that we can look at it. The other thing that I'm going to ask you all to do today is to name the files in a consistent fashion. Okay? So the first type of file is going to be called a linear file. Okay? The second type of file is going to be called an L-shaped file, or L-shaped plan. The next one is going to be called a U-shaped plan, or I noticed most of you use C-shaped. Would you guys prefer C-shaped?
You should try that as a C.
I did it as a C. Let's just settle on a U-shaped plan. Okay? The next one is going to be called a courtyard, and the one after that is going to be called a split level. And Hiro told me that there were a lot of questions about what I meant by a split level. Okay? So split level means that it's not it can be a two-story house, but it's not necessarily. It just means that if you're working with a slope, right, that a portion of the house, portion of the floor is up from the other floor. Now that, in the case last night and before that, it posed a problem for you guys because I told you guys that that when you read the document, one of the people is in a wheelchair. Okay? I am considering removing that requirement. So I don't know that for sure. Here is the next thing that I want you to do. On the right side, so when I'm looking at your paper, on the right side, okay, in a nice legible format, you are to write the total wall area. First of all, no, hold on. You guys are going to break the wall areas up differently. Okay? So we are going to assume that in rhinoceros, the green line, you know, there's a green line and a red line, and sometimes there's a blue line. We are going to assume that the green line points north. Okay? And we are going to assume that the red line points east. Is that correct, Hiro?
Yes. Okay.
The line opposite the red would be west, and the line opposite the green line would be south. So is that clear? So you guys are going to analyze each of your schemes, and you are going to make a list. Okay? So do it right here. You're going to say, west wall, west facing or west wall, and you're going to give me a square footage, 500 square feet. You are going to have, actually I'm going to start with north and work my way around. North, right, west, south, east. In that order, northwest, southeast. Okay? And you are going to give me the square footage of each, and then you're going to total it. So total wall area, total wall, is whatever the total is. Is that clear? So this is for walls. And you're going to do the same thing for floor and the same thing for roof. Okay? So what I'm trying to get you guys to be aware of is what the amount of surface area is that each of your schemes has. Okay? Any questions about that? Yes?
You said the red line was east or west?
the red line is east. In Rhino, when you're looking at the standard view, red points to east and green points to north. Okay? If you ever use the sun position in Rhino, that's how it sets it up. Okay? Yes?
So you mean, when you mean wall square feet, you mean as if the walls were unrolled? And like that's the...
Please tell me what the square footage of that door is. Go get a tape measure. No, I'm joking. Or I could be more specific. Can you please measure this wall and tell me what the square footage of this wall is? So if you want to think of it as unrolled, you can, but I want to know how much of it faces west, how much of it faces south, how much faces north, how much faces east. Okay? And I want to know what the total area is. Because there's two different things going on there. Actually, there's 5 different things going on there, but actually there's a lot more than 5, but I can think of like a quantity. There's a reason to understand the 5 different numbers. Okay, and now here comes the new assignment. Okay? You guys are challenged.